it with India, then it is somewhere, equals to that of the Indian state Haryana. And Belgium population is like little 1 crore. And coming to ethnic composition, in general, if we say, then Dutch speaking people are in majority. But in the capital city, which is Brussels, French speaking is basically the majority, right? So that's why, because one person, because of this issue, there was a tension between the French speaking and the Dutch speaking people, right? Because French were minority in general, but they were rich, and Dutch were basically in majority in general, but the rights and everything they got much later. The education right, the economic development rights, they got it much later. Clear? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And then basically, the French speaking community, they had the tension between 1950 and 1960s. And there are three reasons basically, but most of the problem was in the Brussels, which is the capital. So now, of course, there was an issue, so government need to fix it. So for that, government basically did adopted a policy which is accommodation in Belgium. So for that, government basically changed the constitution 4 times. Like between 1970s to 1993, government made changes in their constitution, and it was like 4 times. Okay, so what happened? Number of Dutch and the French speaking minister, the first change was that the number of Dutch speaking and the French speaking minister should be equal, right? And some special law require the support of members from each linguistic group. Thus, no single community can make decision unilaterally. Okay. Then the
Okay, ma'am.
state government are not subordinate to the central government. Brussels has a separate government in which both the communities have equal representation. And apart from central and the state government, there was another community government, which is like to help the particular community. So these were basically the 5 changes that the Belgian government did in the Belgium constitution. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then because Brussels did a lot, a very you can say commendable job, accommodating all of it, and not making the people in minority feel that they are left behind or something. So for that good work, Brussels was chosen as the headquarter of European. Now coming to Sri Lanka, it's an island nation, and where in the southern coast of Tamil Nadu. If we talk about the population, it's like around 2 crore, and capital is Colombo. Coming to ethnic composition, basically, majority of the people were Sinhala speakers, right? And then minority was a Tamil speaker. And if we talk about the Tamils, there were 2 types of Tamil. One, those who were born in Sri Lanka, those who were the native of Sri Lanka, right? So they are the Sri Lankan Tamil. And the one who came from India, so they were the Indian Tamils. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So basically the issue was there, there was a fight between, Sinhala speakers versus Tamil speaker. Yes? Clear? So there was an issue between them. Now, as I told you, in Belgium, there was an issue between French speaking and the Dutch speaking, right? So in Belgium, basically there was an issue between French speaking and
French speaking and Dutch speaking.
yes. So to solve this issue, basically what the government adopted a policy of accommodation. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
To solve this issue in here, the government of Sri Lanka basically adopted majoritarianism. Okay. So majoritarianism, basically this is what, right? So over here what happened, majoritarianism in Sri Lanka was was adopted. So how Sri Lankan government favored Sinhala, and majoritarianism itself says that that will happen, like for example, if you are in majority, I'll listen to you and the rules would be according to that person, right? For
Yes.
example, in a class, we often follow majoritarianism. Like for example, I said today we have to, either we can study history or we can study geography. I'll say, you tell me which subject you want to study. Most of the people said geography. So I said, okay, we'll follow geography, right? So this is called majoritarianism. So similarly, what happened in 1956, because Sri Lankan government was following majoritarianism, and Belgium government was following accommodation. So for that accommodation, Belgium government made certain changes in the constitution. Similarly, Sri Lankan government also made some constitution to favor the Sinhala, because they were following majoritarianism. And who was in majority? Sinhala speaker, right? So what
Yes, ma'am.
happened? The first change was in 1956. An act passed to recognize Sinhala as the official language. So in 1956, basically, Sri Lankan government passed a law, and they said that Sinhala is the official language of this country. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And the second is the government followed policy that favored Sinhala applicants for the government job and admission. So government was following that one. Like for example, if this is Sinhala person, right, and this is Tamil person, Tamil speaking person. So if I have to give him admission in a government college, government job, government school or anything, I will prefer Sinhala as the and I will not prefer the Tamil. Clear? So whatever policies government was framing, they were favoring the Sinhala applicants for the government job and the admissions. Clear?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Then a new constitution stipulated that the state shall protect and foster Buddhism. When we were doing this, I told you Sinhala speaker were basically Buddhist. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now, of course, Sinhala were Buddhist. So basically what they did, a new constitution stipulated that the state shall protect and foster Buddhism. So they basically said, they made a new constitution and they said that we will promote, Buddhism and will protect it. Like for example, if there is there is one festival of Buddhist, right? Okay. So what I will do, I will give the holiday on that day and I'll specially arrange a lot of things like that. Right? But for example, if there is a festival for Hindu or Muslim, I'm not going to give any holidays like that. Right? So what I will do, I will protect and I will foster, I will promote the Buddhism. So a new constitution was made, all the holidays and all that for favoring the Buddhism. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
For example, for example, let's just say the example of Hindu and Muslims. Okay. So basically in Hindu, the festive are basically, let's just say Diwali. Okay. And in Muslim, let's just say Eid. Okay. So what
Yes,
I
ma'am.
did, for example, I want to support the Muslims. Right. So what I did, I gave the holiday on this. Right. And then I arranged the prayers are offered, right, on that day. Right. So I just
Yes.
arranged a special rally and everything. Right. The security in mosque and everywhere. But for Diwali, no holidays, no protection. You cannot, like there was a rule, you cannot burn crackers, you cannot do this, that, lot of restrictions. So basically, automatically you can see that I am favoring one religion over the other, right? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what basically the government of Sri Lanka did, because they were supporting Sinhala and majority of the Sinhala were Buddhist. So they were also promoting the Buddhism. Clear? So now
Ma'am,
yes,
sorry. Can you
yeah,
explain the second point again?
this one.
Yes, second point
Okay,
only.
okay. So the government followed policies that favored Sinhala applicants and government jobs and admission, right? So I made a policy. Like for example, there is the vacancy for teachers, right? Teacher, like government teacher. Got it? Yes. So when I out the notification over there, I am preferring that, in the form there is mentioned that whether you are a Sinhala speaker or not, like that. So if you are ticking that, that means automatically you are in favor. And for example, two teachers came for the interview, right? One was Sinhala speaker and one was Tamil speaker, right? Both of them have the same graduation, same qualification and everything. But what I will do, I will favor the Sinhala one in the government job. So all the policies were made in such a way, for every job there is some criteria, right? For example, it's like, for example, this is a job one. Okay, the criteria is that you should be 21 years and this is only for females, right? So
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
the general one. But in Sinhala, what was that? 21 years and Sinhala
Female.
females. Sinhala females. Not females, only Sinhala females.
Yes.
Getting the point? So basically, the
Yes,
policies
ma'am.
were made in such a way that you were personally favoring. You would have written females here. Now, why you are writing Sinhala females? That means only Sinhala females can get the government job, not the
Yeah.
Tamil speaking females, right? So that's
Yeah.
why. So there was a criteria that if you are Sinhala, then only you can opt for government jobs or maybe you in the government college admissions and all that, right? So this is how they were favoring the Sinhalas. Okay.
Okay.
And then the third one, that the constitution was again stipulated, right? that the state shall protect and foster Buddhism. Like basically foster is basically promote, right? So in that state is basically they are talking about the government. The government should protect. So basically the government should protect and promote the Buddhism. Like if there is a festival of Buddhism, promote it, give national holidays and all that, right? So this is what. Now you tell me, if you were a Tamil or if you were a Sinhala, if you were a Sinhala, you would be very happy, right?
Ma'am.
Yes, because of course all the things are in your favor. But in case if you are a Tamil, then you would be sad, right?
Yes.
So basically, because of majoritarianism in Sri Lanka, Sinhala, they were getting the protections and promotion in languages. Their language was support, their culture was being promoted, and the religion was promoted, right? So they were very happy. You can say happy faces, right? But Tamils, they were sad. Why? Because they felt that the government and major parties do not care about their language, religion, and culture. Yes, of course. If, for example, it's my festive, my cultural festival. So it's a duty of government to give, the holiday on that day, because of course I will not celebrate somebody else festival. If I belong to a particular culture, I need holiday on my festival, not on their festival, right? But there was
Yes,
no
ma'am.
holidays for the Tamil festival and all that. So that's why they felt that the government and the major parties, they were not supporting, they were not promoting their culture, they are not promoting their language, they are not promoting their religion. Okay. And they felt that the government and constitution are not governments, wait, are not protecting, are not protecting their fundamental rights such as right to equality, right? See, right to equality means no matter whether you are taking the admission, you are open for it, right? But for example, if you want to take admission here, there was no equality. They will only prefer the Sinhala people. Either it is male or female, they will only prefer Sinhala. So you are not getting the equal opportunity. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
you want to take admission in a school, maybe government school and all that. Over there also they are asking you, you are Sinhala? You said no. They are like, sorry, we can't give you admission. So is there a equality? No, there is no
No, ma'am.
equality. So that's why the Tamil people felt really bad. Okay. So a steps taken by Tamil speaker against the government. Okay, let's just do till here. Okay, then we will understand a lot. Okay. So I'll just explain one more time again, and then we will move to the
Yeah,
next.
okay.
Okay. So we got like from the ethnic composition, we got to know that Sinhala people were basically in majority, Sinhala speakers. Yes, yes, and Tamil speaker were in minority. And Sinhala speaker, which religion they were following mostly?
They were following Buddhism.
Buddhism, right? So basically, when there was an issue between Sinhala and the Tamil speaker, government opted which tool? Government opted for
Uh,
which tool? This is a
they
tool.
uh, they
This is a tool. Majoritarianism.
majoritarianism.
So majoritarianism. This is basically like we will go with the flow and we will follow. We will basically, we will support the majority, right? And of course, if
Yes.
government is following this, so they need to do some changes. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you're mute.
Oh, so sorry.
No,
Okay.
it's
So
fine.
basically, for what happened in 1956, right? An act passed to recognize Sinhala as the official language. So first step, what government did was they in 19 act was passed, and in that act it was written that now the official language is Sinhala. Clear?
Yes.
And the government followed a policy that favored Sinhala applicants for the government. So government made the policy, and they were only the applicants. Applicants are basically the one who are applying for anything. They are the applicants, right? So
Yes,
they
ma'am.
were. So if you are an applicant, you are applying for somewhere. I am also applying for somewhere. We both are applicants. But if I am Sinhala, like the policies are in favor. If I am Sinhala, they'll take me, but not you. If you are Sinhala, they'll take you, but not me, right? So government
Yes, ma'am.
followed the policy that favored Sinhala applicants. So applicants who were Sinhala, they were favored in the government jobs and the admission, right, in government colleges and all that. And also later on, constitution was stipulated, and in that constitution, the rules were there that the government need to promote and protect Buddhism. Like this religion should be protected and this religion should be promoted. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And now if this majoritarianism was majoritarianism was adopted in Sri Lanka, and because of this, what happened? Sinhala people were happy because their language, culture, religion, they were protected as well as promoted, right? But Tamils were not happy. Why? Because they felt that government and major parties do not care about their religion and culture. And also they felt that government and constitution are not protecting their fundamental rights. It's basically it's the duty of government to protect the fundamental rights. It's the duty of the government to make sure that everybody is getting all the rights, right? For example, if I am in India, I want to study in any particular college. So nobody can tell me that you cannot study there. See, if I meet all the criteria, like for example, there is a common entrance test to get admission in colleges. If I qualify that, nobody can take my rights, right? I have a right to study. I have right to follow any religion. I have right to speak. Lot of things. But over here, Tamils, they didn't have any right to speak. They didn't have any right to follow any religion. They didn't have any equality. So because of this, Tamils people were basically sad. And when somebody is sad, what they do? They'll take revenge.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So that's why later on they took the revenge also. That we will discuss. But yes, I hope now the story is clear for Sri Lanka.
Yes, ma'am, it
Sri
is.
Lanka was this, and then there was an issue between Sinhala. Let's just make a quick roadmap. Okay, then you will write.
Wait, ma'am, actually, for the Tamils, right, you
Hmm.
told that they were not allowed to do all that, that they were not accepted in all colleges and all.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
was it like technically hard to like, how can I say, like to find houses or all? Like they were also declined the Tamils?
Basically, it not for housing part. They have not given anything like that. Maybe I can have my own house, right? But
Ah,
getting they all the things. See, for example, this is a Tamil person, right? See,
yes, ma'am.
you have two options. You can go for the private organization and one for the government. But most of the people want to go for the government organization, right? The government job,
Yes,
because there is a stability. But over here, government made some policies that you cannot come there. You cannot come here like that.
yes,
So because of that, they were suffering. But again, housing and all that, sometimes, like for example, it's my house. I can decide, whether I want to
yes,
give Tamils the house on rent or Sinhala. But over here, government is not intervening. Government will not tell anyone that, Tamil should not get, you should not give the house to Tamils or something like that, right? Government will work on their domain only, and government can make policies for their domain, like their government colleges, government hospitals and all that. Clear? But again, if majority of the people are Sinhala, so they will of course somewhere favor Sinhalas, right? If like I have two people, they're asking for rent, then they want to live in my place or something like that. If I'm Sinhala, I'll automatically support the Sinhala, that okay, I am Sinhala, you are also Sinhala, come, right? But not everybody is like that. But yeah, again, like for housing part, government had not made any of the rules or something like that. But government was only like, see, government was not promoting the language. For example, there's an official language, Sinhala. So official language means all the things will take place in Sinhala language. Like for example, the boats, the signboards, everything would be in Sinhala language. The question paper that will come, that will also be Sinhala language. So that means in India, basically, uh, both the languages come, English and Hindi also. And even if you are going for Urdu or something, there is an option. You can opt for the language. It's your choice. The question paper would be in that language, right? But in Sri Lanka, they made the official language is Sinhala. So no matter you know Sinhala or not, that the question paper will come in Sinhala language only. Clear?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other doubts?
No, ma'am, said.
Okay. So let's just quickly map up. So basically, we were talking about Sri Lanka, right? So for Sri Lanka, we got to know that we have basically the issue between Sinhala, right, and Tamil. Yes,
Yes,
Sinhala and Tamil. So they were in majority basically. So for that, majoritarianism was followed. Yes, the government followed majoritarianism.
yes,
And for that, the first changes, what was this? A law was passed or an act was passed that Sinhala is the official language. Yes.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, and the second change is what? Sinhala was the official language. Then the second was there that the applicants, the Sinhala applicants were favored, right, for government jobs,
Yes, ma'am.
right, and admissions. Okay. And the third,
Yes.
you remember?
Third,
Hmm.
third
Hmm.
one, which is it's like a new constitution.
Yes, very good. So
Uh,
some changes were made in constitution, and it was said that government should promote and protect.
so they demanded that the state will have to
Hmm.
protect and uh,
Promote.
protect Buddhism and promote.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Protect and promote Buddhism.
promote. Yeah,
Hmm. That's okay. And
yeah.
if these were the things, so automatically because of these changes, what happened? Sinhala, they were happy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, but Tamil, they were sad.
They were sad.
Yes. Why they were sad? Because they thought that their culture, their language, and their religion is not getting promoted, right?
Yes.
And plus, they thought that their right to equality, which is a fundamental right to equality, is also not being promoted by the government. It's government duty to make sure that everybody is getting all the rights, but they felt that that right to equality is also not being fulfilled, or right to their fundamental rights are not protected by the government. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so I'll just quickly write it down. I think from here, we wrote this here, right?
Ma'am, we have to start with majoritism.
Majoritarian. Yes. So you will
Yeah.
write majoritarian. Okay. Before that, you haven't wrote this, right? So you will before that you will just write one line. Mm, that there was a issue. There was a issue between Sinhala speaker, Sinhala speaker and Tamil speaker. Tamil speaker. This is the sign of therefore. Therefore, Sri Lankan government followed majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. Government followed majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. Okay. And then you will put a heading majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. Okay, then you will write this how Sri Lankan government favored Sinhala. So first this, like that.
Yeah, okay. Finished.
Then this is the third point. A new constitution stipulated that the state shall protect and foster Buddhism.
Not finished.
Yep. Then this. Okay, so you will write the heading would be that how majoritarianism affected Sinhala and Tamils. So you will write Sinhalas were happy because their language, culture, and religion was protected and promoted, right? But Tamils were sad because they felt this. Clear? So I'll just write here how majoritarianism affected Sinhalas and Tamils. Okay, so you will write Sinhalas were happy with majoritarianism because it was protecting and promoting their languages, culture, and religion. But Tamils were sad. Were just don't write sad. Just write were not happy. Okay, not happy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because sad word is not a professional word.
I'm finished.
So now let's just come to this. What happened basically? Steps taken by Tamil speaker against the government of Sri Lanka. Now, government did their work, right? Government did these three things. Yes, and because of this, Tamils were really, really upset. Yes. Now, when you are going to hurt someone, he is going to revenge it. Yes. So now, basically, Tamil people also just started demanding that, okay, you made a policies. Now I'm not satisfied with it. So of course I'll demand something, right? So these were the steps taken by this Tamil speaker against the government. So Tamil demands of Tamil speaker, Tamil language should also be declared as an official language. So first demand was that Sinhala you have declared as an official language, but with Sinhala Tamil should also be declared as an official language. Yeah, got it? The
Yes,
first
ma'am.
demand. Okay. Second demand was the separate government should be formed in their region, right? So in their region where Tamils are living, a separate government should be there so that they can look into the matters of Tamil only. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Third, Tamil people should also get equal opportunities in Sinhala. Third was that whatever opportunities are given, Sinalas are getting like the jobs, the jobs, the applicants, and the admissions and all that. Tamil should also get it. And then the fourth, a separate country for Tamil speaker in the north and eastern part, right? So here in the north and the eastern part. So basically here majority of Tamils were there. So they demanded that you should separate us as a country, right? Where in the north and the eastern part of Sri Lanka, this part should be given to Tamil as a separate country. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Got it? So basically, they demanded four things. First, they demanded that declare Tamil language as an official language. Second, they demanded that give us a separate government, right? And also they demanded that we should also get the equal opportunity. Like in the applicants, only Sinhala should not get the access. We should also get the access. And then they demanded a separate country for Tamil speaker in the north and eastern part should be given. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. So basically, they were demanding all this thing. The distrust between the two communities turned into a civil war, right? So two communities basically fighting, and later on a civil war took place in Sri Lanka. And as a result, thousands of people both the communities have been killed, right? Because when there is a war, in a war, both the sides get killed, right? Because in war, nobody is going to favor anything. If you are participating in a war, you will also get hurt, and the other person will also get hurt, right? So this was many families were forced to leave the countries as refugees. Now this term is new, right? The term is refugees. Refugees are basically, for example, you are from India. Okay, your all the documents and everything are from India. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. But what happened basically in India, there is a war going on. So just to save yourself, you ran from India to, let's just say, America, right? So now you are staying here. Okay. In America, you don't have any documents. You don't have any residency proof, nothing. Yes.
Yes.
So that means you are a refugee here, right? Refugee means you don't have any visa, you don't have any passport, you ran from some other country to get shelter in other country, but you don't have anything, the document and nothing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you are a refugee. So now many families were forced to leave the countries as refugees, and many more lost their livelihood. So they left the country and became the refugees, and many people basically lost their livelihood, like they lost their families, they lost their entire family, the house and everything. Civil war has caused a triple setback in the social, cultural, and economic life of the country. So basically, whenever there is a civil war, what happened? Social life, the cultural life, and the economic life of the country got disturbed in a very worse way. Okay. So now, what we got to know from here that in Belgium they did the power sharing. So Belgium, all the people were living happily, but in Sinhala they didn't did the power sharing. So that's why all the people were sad in Sri Lanka. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you'll first write down this. You'll write steps, this one. The question would be steps taken by Tamil speaker against government of Sri Lanka. And then you will put a heading demands of Tamil speaker. So Tamil, this. Okay.
Ma'am, Finch.
Okay. Then the next heading would be, what was the effect of majoritarianism in Sri Lanka? Okay, what were the effect of majoritarianism in Sri Lanka? Okay, then you will write first the disrupt. Okay, just write the heading, then I'll tell you. What were the effects of majoritarianism in Sri Lanka?
Ma'am, you can.
Okay. Now the first would be the distrust between the two communities turned into civil war. As a result, thousands of people of both the communities killed, have been killed. Just don't write have been, just write were killed. Okay. Then many families were forced to leave the country as a refugee and many more lost their livelihood. And fourth, civil war caused a terrible setback to the social, cultural and economic life of the country. Clear? Got it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, done. Ma'am, done. Ma'am, 10. Ma'am, finish.
Okay. So before moving to the next one, right? So just write one conclusion line that in Belgium the power was shared, so Belgian people were happy. But in Sri Lanka, power was not shared, so there was a civil war in Sri Lanka. Okay.
Ma'am, could you repeat the line?
Okay. In Sri Lanka, in Belgium, power sharing was done. Therefore, the Belgian people were happy. Okay. In Belgium, the power sharing was done. Therefore, the Belgian people were happy. But on the other hand, the power was not shared in Sri Lanka. Therefore, there was a situation of civil war in Sri Lanka. Or just write the people were not happy in Sri Lanka.
Ma'am, finish.
Okay, so before moving that, hmm, one thing. I already told you about both the components, right? Majoritarianism as well as accommodation. Yes? Yes, you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
aware of both the things. So now we will just quickly write the difference between both of them. Okay? Wait a minute. Ethnic composition consequences. Yes. Okay. So majoritarianism, if somebody will ask you where it was followed, in Sri Lanka, and accommodation in Belgium. So if the definition comes, what is majoritarianism? So you will write it. Majoritarianism is the belief that the majority community should rule without considering minorities. Okay. Example: No need to write the example, but you know that in Sri Lanka, Sinhala government favors Sinhala over Tamils, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And accommodation, what is this? Accommodation is the principle of respecting diversity and ensuring fair participation of all group. Example, Belgium accommodated both Dutch and French speaking through equal representation in the government. So you should know the definition if in one marker it comes. So what is majoritarianism? It is a belief that majority community should rule without considering the minority. And what is accommodation? It's a principle of respecting diversity and ensuring fair participation of all the group. Okay. So for in example, you can write in Sri Lanka, basically, so the Sinhala were in majority and Sri Lankan government somewhere supported them. In Belgium, you will write that Belgium followed the model of accommodation and they accommodated both Dutch and French speaking speakers through giving them equal representations in the government. No need to write the example. You can frame your example, but just write
Okay, ma'am.
majoritarianism and accommodation, the definition. Just what is the difference between majoritarianism and accommodation? Okay. Okay, done.
I'm going to.
Uh, okay. Just do one thing. Just take the screenshot and finish it at home. Okay.
Okay.
I have another class, so I just need to join.
Sorry, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So just revise everything. In the next class, we will discuss like why power sharing is important. We have discussed both the cases, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
in the next class, what I will do, of course, you are like the assignment I'm checking. That is also very nice. You are writing the answers in a good way, and I'm really impressive. In the next class, what we will do before moving forward, we will have like a small